It's almost like you're saying everyone can be a leader if they choose to.
Yes, they
It
can.
requires that intentionality and then attention.
Yes.
You write books which are so easy to read, Ron. There are
Thank you.
fables. And the latest leadership fable, it introduces us to Theo. Theo is a brilliant technical expert. He's suddenly thrust into managing 25 people. It just reminds me, for me, all this is coming back.
So you're the prototype for Theo. How did I know that?
His journey is emotional, raw, and incredibly relatable, right? Because we've seen that. What
Thank you.
made you
Appreciate that.
choose intelligence as a central thread to that transformation of Theo from where what he was to what he became?
If we look at the difference between EQ, emotional intelligence, and IQ, uh, just our normal measure for intelligence, we can't change our IQ. We can enhance it a little bit, but we have it. EQ, though, is learned. So emotional intelligence, and at the core of emotional intelligence is empathy, being able to put ourselves in the shoes of the other people. And that's what I've noticed of these men and women who are like you were, technical experts, just wonderful in their field, whatever it is. They often don't have much high EQ and particularly empathy because they're focused on things and not on people. A leader must be focused 100% on people and pick up nuances like when somebody's having a bad day with the day, or maybe somebody is about ready to quit, or maybe somebody is about to embezzle. Nuances like that, that's important. And that is by looking and seeing ourselves through the eyes of others. For instance, my example with Rita, I was just so focused on, being the leader and having impact at that organization that I didn't even, have a sense of how she was feeling until 2 years later. We had a big dust up. It was that I was not having any empathy at all. So as I observed these 14,000 plus men and women, I could tell who had empathy and who didn't, just in terms of their interactions, the way that they carried themselves, the way that they talked about themselves or about other people. And that was one of the things I noticed about the top 10%. It was always focused about the other person. It was never focused on themselves. When I would tell them, you are a top leader, I mean, just top 10%. They go, what? I'm not. I'm just, but I enjoy, leading my company or leading my team or leading in my organization or my profession. Uh, so I think I answered your question. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
what
get
can
going
I
and
do? Yeah, what can I
oh,
do
well,
for
I
others?
know the
Yeah.
fables. So some of the books that really had a big impact on me as I was learning about leadership were the fables. For instance, there was a book called The Goal. There was The 1 Minute Manager. In fact, that was probably the first one
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
read.
I have read
Who Moved
that.
My Cheese? And there's been many, many, many more. And so I got the idea from my first book, the Reluctant Leader book, was to take a CEO who is at the top of her game and yet she's about to be fired and she is clueless as to why. And guess what she lacks? Emotional intelligence,
Emotional
empathy.
intelligence, empathy. Yeah.
And that's what the board of directors said is you better figure this out. So she immediately got a coach and the story is about the journey she went. But I'll then for the second one, the empathy factor, I decided to use a young person because I'm speaking now more to younger audiences. So he's the height of his career, making lots of money, great respect. He doesn't have any sense of empathy for anybody. And then he's thrown into this leadership role by guess what? A boss who has no empathy himself. So you can see it's a self-perpetuating problem that when you have work for people that don't have any empathy or high IQ and you don't have it yourself, guess what gets reinforced? Not that. So empathy is really important. And so
Yeah.
Theo goes through a process and it's a lot of struggles. There's lots of tears. We're talking about him. And he resisted, he wants to give up and,
Yeah,
all those
yeah.
things like that. But it's the thing in a fable, you can carry the emotion and leadership because it's an art and it's about people. Emotion plays a big part. In fact, that's another reason why many people say, I don't want to be a leader. They don't want to deal with the drama of people. And yet that's part and parcel of being a leader because you're getting stuff done through people.
Because
You're
we are
getting stuff
humans.
done through
Yeah, and
people with
humans,
humans.
Yeah, you're working with
80%.
humans.
Yeah, I would tell brand new leaders, 80% of your problems from here on in are going to be people problems.
That